What's good, y'all? As well, today I'm going to show you how to make 10 grand a day with branded dropshipping, right? But really, the secret here is just the structure, the copywriting, and the layout of your store. I'm going to run through a few different stores, and I'm going to show you and explain why and how I did certain things, right? We're going to be using funneling-ish. We're going to be using Funnelish today, not Shopify. Funnelish. I'm not saying that within a Lisp. It has a SH, Funnelish. Link in the description if you want to check it out, bro. It's an affiliate link. Don't click it if you don't want to. Just type in the blah, 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 blah. I don't really care, right? So, boom. This is going to be the example I'm going to today, but I'm going to pull up a preview, right? So let's do it like this. Bam. Okay. So, make this small. Move this over there. So as you can see here, really I am talking about, I'm pulling up a few different examples. Here's a simple one right here. This is as if like this portion right here, don't worry about this because we're not using a Shopify store right now, but boom, when they hit the page, they're going to get hit with this video and then the three main benefits for the product. This product specifically, I wouldn't sell it, and it doesn't solve a big problem. So this is just a summertime thing. It's not summertime anymore, and it's been saturated, and it doesn't solve a massive problem. So don't use this, but just use this layout and the copywriting ideas as an example, right? So as we hit the page, this is the first fold of the page where my mouse is outlining right now. From the buy now button to the logo at the top, that's the first fold of the page is what we call it. So when the customer hits it with their phone, that's going to be the first fold they see. They're going to see this video and they're going to see these three benefits in the buy button. They're most likely going to hit the video, right? So let's watch it real quick.
My name is Mike and I am from the future. As you can see, I just arrived here with the brand new misting powered solar powered fan hat. Look at that. It's misting, so it keeps you super cool. It's got fans on here that are powered by the sun and keeps you extra cool. It's the latest, greatest in technology for air conditioning to keep you super cool. I'll tag it down below in the video for you to check out.
Boom. So we have it right here, have the link right here. We'll click it in a bit, but we're going to scroll down. Now, I'm sure as you see a lot, you see the shrine, the impulse theme. They always try to incorporate these three videos here, but for this you didn't need to buy a $400 or $500 theme because it's built into Funnelish. Okay, I'll show you how to do it. No, I already did in a past video, so don't even worry about that. Just check out my last video on the Funnelish thing, scroll through it, you'll see somewhere in there I'll show you how to put the little three videos in there where you can do customer testimonials, however you want to do it, right? For this I ended up doing just the UGC content just to show you guys how it works. We have different target demographics with this, right? And we have different people. We have obviously a lot of other people selling the product, so I have one video here combating how the other ones are junk and this one's better. Obviously this one is going to be more of a target demographic here in the middle, as you see, with the middle-aged male, outdoors, yada yada yada. And then this one is showing off the mist function and how that works, right? Because that's going to be the main objection from the customer. I've never seen that. I see it at the amusement parks I go to. I've never seen a hat. So how long does that last? How long does the mist last? How do I refill it? You know what I mean? So let's zoom in and we'll click on this video.
So you just take your spickle and you shove it in the hole there, and then you start squeezing into it. And there you go.
And this is when TikTok Shop is going to be your best friend. Because TikTok, bro, we're pulling products off of TikTok Shop and bringing them over to Facebook ads. Makes it light work as far as gathering content, making ads, having a sick website with a bunch of UGC and social proof. Makes it really, really easy. You know what I mean? And especially when you incorporate a formula like this, it works great. Now, for this first image, really, you could have a video or a GIF. I normally like to have a GIF first, so a GIF. You can go to easygif.com, easygif.com, and like let's say for this video, I would throw this video into there, and then just go video, click the little button that says video to GIF, and it'll convert the video into a GIF. You select which portion of the video you want, it'll give it back to you, and then you upload it here. Really, you only want like 2 seconds of it just looping infinitely like I explained in the last video, but now I'm just showing you a live example, right? Another cool thing about Funnelish is that these buttons, you can edit them. You can do whatever you want to them. I know on Shopify, I don't think you can edit all the buttons how you want to. But on this one, this is a preview. So if I click it, it'll just take me to the next page. But if I was in the editor view right now, then I can double click it and retype whatever I want to, right?
My name is Mike and I am from the future.
I've been using this app during the summer. You've probably seen these like solar powered fan hats. So I got 3 different ones and I'm going to tell you my honest review on all 3 of them. This one is honestly so garbage. If you have the one with the circle solar panels, you know that this thing is super
You guys get the point, right? Scrolling down, this will be the next fold of the page, right? So this was the first fold. Now we're here at the second fold. First objection, how does the cooling mist work? Really, it's simple, so there isn't much to explain, but for your product, just stick to the rules, right? The first thing that we're bringing here is the big claims, the big benefits for your product, okay? For the 3 benefits, just bullet points, just 3 to 4 bullet points, then we hit them with the next content. For me, this next content was these 3, but you could do a GIF, you could do one video. It doesn't need to be exact. Just, you know, the layout is the formula. It's not exactly what's on the page, but the layout, you know. Once we go down to here, now, once these main concerns that we're addressing, we're going to go in order of benefit to headline. So this benefit, we need to address any concerns or objections that the customer is going to be having about that benefit, right? So cool mist for 8 hours. 8 hours of cooling mist, and we elaborate on it a little bit and add a few features in: bug repellent, cold water, essential oils, yada yada yada. We get that out of their brain, and then we scroll them down to the next one, right? The battery life. So the solar power, no charging needed, 8 hours of battery life, right? Like I said, just don't worry about how bad this is, but it's the formula that I'm using to show you, right? So address the main concern for your customers about your product. When will they actually receive the main benefit, and how? Back it up. Keep it short. A better example would be like, let me pull up a better example here since I keep talking about how bad this is. Here's a much better example, right? So it's a little bit of a different spread, but it's pretty much the same exact formula. They hit the page, they have the headline. This one has no logo at all, and this one actually works pretty well. I enjoyed this, and I'll show you why, right? So let's go open to the preview. Do it like this. There we go. Beautiful. So as you can see, reverse the hair loss, banish itchy scalp and dandruff. We're giving them the benefits. They don't care about what the product is. They don't care about what's in it. They care about what it does for them, right? This is actually a winning product, printing like 30 to 50 grand a day right now. Bro, take it and run with it if you want to. If you got the money and you can compete with the guy that's printing this right now, right? So the ancient secret to infinite hair growth instantly shows the target demographic using the product and what the product looks like. And we're just feeding the brain with the dopamine, as I explained in the last video, right? What is it? What is it? And we're just telling them the benefits. You see what I'm saying? You see what? And then we explain a little bit, but now we get into a VSL, right? So a VSL, this is a little bit of a different spread on the same formula. A VSL is a video sales letter. So this is like a 3 to 5 minute video, I believe, which I'm going to click and I'll fast forward through it real quick. Just talking about the product, talking about the benefits, and more so talking about the key point is talking about the selling angle that we're mainly using to sell it. Because this is an exclusive substance that's from a very specific region in the world, and a certain tribe has made it for thousands of years, and everybody takes advantage of them while they're doing that. So we're the company that steps in and has a great relationship with them, and yada, 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 right? So we are taking like a progressive approach for it, more like a liberal progressive approach, and being the people who are taking care of the tribe and sourcing it in an ethical manner, right? So
this oil found in the Honduran rainforest is going viral because of what it can do. You couldn't guess what Honduran tribes used to use to grow their hair. This oil found in Honduras is better than castor oil. Here's why. Experts in holistic medicine say you need to use this Honduran oil to start growing your...
So as you can see, what we're doing here is this video, as I fast forward through it, you're going to see the first minute of this video is really just a bunch of hooks. So I can take this long video and chop up the first 3 to 5 seconds and keep chopping off the first 3 to 5 seconds and have a brand new fresh hook and just keep testing different angles and see which one works.
Fast. There's been a lot of buzz about this all-natural hair oil called Botana oil that supposedly stimulates hair growth within 3 weeks. With all this hype about Botana oil, it's important to know why and how this hair oil works wonders on so many different hair concerns. and more. Here's why you need to try it. Hello, I'm Dr. Green, a certified esthetician with years of experience in helping clients look and feel their best self. Today, I'm excited to share with you one of the best all-natural remedies to hair concerns such as hair loss, slow hair growth, thinning hair, and alopecia. Botana oil. Originating from the Honduran rainforest, botana oil is great for your hair because it is rich in essential fatty acids, vitamin E, zinc, and iron, which all play a big role in ensuring your hair is healthy and strong. I've seen amazing results with a lot of my clients, whether they have straight, fine hair or thick, curly hair. That being said, it's important to get 100% botana oil for the best results. With the rise of popularity in Dr. Sebi's teachings, there are a lot of people trying to capitalize on that by selling fake botana oil. If you look online, there are so many brands selling botana oil, marketing it as pure botana oil, but in reality, it isn't. You can tell right away if it's not real botana oil, if it doesn't smell like coffee, or if the consistency isn't smooth and silky straight from the tub. If it looks like peanut butter.
Moving on. We hit them with the guarantees. The before and afters and the guarantees, right? So really here, I use this just as an example to show you how the before and after works. But in Funnel, it's just really simple. You just add the section. If you hover right here, there's a little blue button. You click the blue button that's hovering there. It says which section do you want to add. You click before and after. You add 2 pictures. Now, bing, bam, boom. Your customer has a drag and slider without needing to add an extra app or anything. That's simple, right? But you can also do before and afters like this. This is the original one that was on the page, right? So they get hit with the VSL letter. This VSL letter compensates for a lot of this, right? But you need to incorporate it into the page properly. You can't just incorporate a VSL and hope that you don't need a damn product page. You still need a page to elaborate and explain and handle objections and kind of sell your angle. You know, the video is not going to do everything for you. A video does a lot. So sometimes, you know, if you have a killer ad and the people will just come to your website and they won't even go past the first fold. That's why we have at the first fold a buy button, you know, and I like to keep a buy button every fold or 2, you know. So as they keep scrolling, there's a little button that pushes them. And then as they get further down the page, there's just more information because they're still here for a reason. So we start handling more objections quicker and throwing this in, right? So as you can see, we're just sticking to the formula here. We go video, social proof video. We've been doing social proof this whole time, right? So let me open that back up. Scroll down. I want to go down to, boom, okay. So now how long does it work? So we're handling more objections, right? Reverse, banish, eliminate, drastically improve. So how long does it take to work and how should I store it? So the way that I like to handle that is I don't just sit on the skeptic idea the whole time, right? I like to move past that idea. So like, yeah, you may be skeptical, but nah, this isn't that. It's real. This is how you should take care of it. When you get yours, this is how you need to be storing it. This is how you should use it. It'll take about this long to work, yada, yada, yada. You get what I'm saying? And same thing with the UGC, right?
Botana oil. And I went ahead and bought it for me and my daughter. As you see, trying to grow our hair out. I haven't had hair like this since I was in middle school. But the smell, oh my God, like, man, y'all would fall in love with this so quick. Botana oil. And
quick, just a little bit of social proof to keep the dopamine rolling as they scroll through the page. You know, believe it or not, as raw as this is, now, obviously, remove this. I put this here for educational purposes. But as raw as this is and as simplistic as this is, sometimes this is just how branded dropshipping works, right? Like this worked really, really well. And one of the reasons it works so well, this formula, is because once you hit the get yours now, and we're rolling on the limited availability aspect this whole time, like it's hard to get and everything like that. Once you hit this, boom, they cannot see the price yet and they can't see if it's available yet. Check availability. They have to input their information. And then once they hit the next step, then they can see the price. Then they can see that we incorporated a monthly subscription into it as well. So if they want to buy the monthly subscription, it's $29 a month. Or if they want it just a one-time purchase, it's $39 a month, right? Beautiful. So now we have monthly recurring revenue. And now we have increased profit on the front end just in case they don't want to sign up for the MRR, right? MRR just stands for monthly recurring revenue. All right, so let's go over kind of like what we learned here. Really, I showed you guys how to do the main benefits. These are just benefits. We're not selling features. The customer doesn't care about what the features are, if it has different modes to it. They just want to know what it does for them, right? So as we go through the page, we're going to be addressing every concern that the customer might be having over the benefits and over these big claims that we're claiming, right? Because we're making big claims and we're making big benefits, right? So we need to try and objectify or justify them and back them up throughout the whole page, right? So the first thing that they get hit with is this GIF at the beginning, right, of the product being used by the target demographic. We scroll down. The first headline is always going to be addressing the main concern from your customers about your product. And this headline is going to be directly correlated to the first benefit. So your first headline and your first few sentences in that headline are going to be directly correlated to the first benefit. So if it's reverse hair loss, then we're going to be, how does it reverse your hair loss? How does it work? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe you can put it in quotations like, how is this really going to reverse my hair loss? And then you address that concern. You scroll down, another GIF or another video. So now I like to incorporate the stats and the analytics just like we spoke about in the last video, right? So we're backing them up. But this is different because we need to keep the dopamine rolling, need to keep them intrigued, need to keep them feeling like they're not just being sold to, but they're being taught to, you know what I mean? Like they're learning stuff and that this product is going to get them closer to bridge the gap between what they know and what they haven't known and why they're having this issue, right? So we have another headline that's addressing, the second headline is addressing the second benefit, the second objection that the customer might be having to that benefit. And then we're going to put some stats that back up the product as a whole. The stats don't have to back up just this second point. The stats can back up the product as a whole, and then the couple of lines back up this bullet point or this headline, right? Real simple. As you can see here, an example would be 95% of people suffer from acne, etc. Right? So 95% of people suffer from acne, 37% of people have never tried a solution to the problem, and 25% of people discovered that this was a permanent solution to their problem, etc. You get what I'm saying? Scrolling down, I showed you guys how to do the 3 setup. If not, then we'll go back real quick and I'll show you how to do that setup really fast. So I can go here, boom, right? So I want to click add container. Now, as you can see here, I have the container here, right? So I want to go to add box and then add another box. Now I can click inside of one of those boxes and add a video. And let's say add a video, and then here I want to have a GIF image, so I do image and then boom. Or right here I can do like a image slider. I can do a bunch of shit, right? Or I'll add another one, add another container, boom, right? You can just start messing with stuff. Add a damn payment form, even though I don't need it. I just want to show you how much customization you truly have, right? So you can make a whole 1-page landing page with a payment and everything incorporated into it if you really wanted to, my brother. Right? So let me get that out of here, get all this out of here. Well, it doesn't even matter. I can just not save it. But let's go back to our main page. So yeah, you can build that however you want to, man. I just showed you how to do that. Light work, very easy. Then we get to the next headline under that, under all that social proof. The next headline is going to be that third benefit we're addressing, right? So we're addressing that, we handle that, boom, we're done. Now we're going to get more into, we're leaning into the slope of reviews and testimonials and social proof, because if they're still scrolling down the page, then we still need to convince them some more, right? So before and after, this is what it looked like before and after. The slider, I'll show you how to do the slider right now. Let's say I wanted to have a before and after right here, just like how, let me delete this and show you. So I'll do click boom, boom. I want to click before and after. Now I have this right here, right? So I can drag and drag that. But I have before image and after image. Let me browse. I already uploaded a bunch of stuff, so I'll put that and I'll put this. So I can go preview, scroll through. Oh, I didn't save it, but golly, there you go. That's what it would have looked like. That's what it would have looked like. So since we're leaning into justifying the whole product and the whole brand now, because we went through the product, we're getting into the guarantee. Improve or your money back. risk-free trial, guarantee, 90-day warranty, yada, 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 right? For the reviews, let's sit on the reviews for a minute. You know, like I wouldn't rush through the reviews too much. Usually I like to go to Amazon and find the fire photo and the video reviews that they have, and just get the ones that are real thought out, man, and just retype them to formulate your brand. You know what I mean? Just like I say here, keep the reviews authentic and only insert your branding instead of the Amazon listing, right? So keep them real. Like if they're talking bad a little bit about the product, but they're talking good at the same time, like that's a real review, and people pick up on that stuff. And when they're looking at your reviews, they're like, yeah, I can live with that. Or yeah, that's an authentic review. Yeah, they're not faking that. Why they wouldn't be faking that and putting that in there at the same time, you know? So when you're retyping these, just make sure that you're going in there and you're just removing like, oh, this is a great Amazon seller. Just be like, oh, this brand is great. I found them on TikTok, or yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? That's how it should be done. Then you'll start getting real reviews in from your own customers, and now you're solid. Now you're rolling, right? Now you're all legit, and you don't have to have bad morals or feel like you did anything wrong because you just kept everything authentic, right? Or as authentic as possible, right? Now, once you make a few sales and prove the concept, I don't know if the product can sell or not, then we'll come to build out a bigger landing page. You know, you can make it more complex and add more pages, more FAQs and everything like that once you prove the concept. But this is a testing format, right? So we don't want to set up a literal, just like a straight brand without actually seeing if anybody's going to buy our funnel yet, right? So we need to test the offer, test the funnel. That's more important, right? Everything needs to be clean and concise on the page. Yes, that is important. However, what's even more important than that is having a solid offer, a good price, good offer for shipping. You know what I mean? Have a good back end set up with the SMS and the text and the emails. You know, once your customers get into the once your customers get into the checkout, and I showed you how you can, with Funnelers, select a different landing page or a different checkout setup so that they can input their information before they see the price and before they select their bundles, but you'll have tons of emails and text messages so that for the people who don't purchase and they didn't want to buy to begin with, you still have a bunch of phone numbers and emails to send out to recoup these people. We'll send them a text that says, hey, here's 20, 30, 40% off for the next 24 hours. And you can claim this, just click this link. And the link is inside the text message, right? Very simple. Very, very, very simple. So once we get this page built, then we're on to making the content and curating the video ads and the photo ads and the whole ad concepts and running the AI prompts and doing all that, right? So it's been wealth, bro. Until next time.